Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
Operator, won't you put me on through? I gotta send my love down to Baton Rouge. Hurry up, won't you put her on the line? Gotta talk to the girl just one more time.
And 3
for Dave's wife. Number 2.
1.
Here it is, man. Here it is.
And the official thing is not for Dave's wife. Number 2. It's I'm hopefully she won't criticize you for that. But
go back and watch last week's podcast.
That's right. That's right. Hi everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you. Keep that applause going.
That's
just like Baton Rouge will.
Dude, it is a big music weekend in Baton Rouge.
Apparently the biggest thing to ever happen. Ever. Forget Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow might get a statue, but he's not Garth Brooks in Tiger Stadium.
Man, please.
It is. Look, I think the city is doing another study. Yeah, because that's what governments do, as to why Baton Rouge doesn't get a lot of big concerts and events.
Why doesn't Baton Rouge get big concerts and events, Juan?
Because when we do, the whole city acts like a bunch of 12-year-old girls going to see a boy band. Dude,
they're like my wife with New Kids on the Block.
I swear, Dave, it is embarrassingly. I mean, it's been on the news all week. It's,
of course,
traffic problems anticipated. Yeah, there's 100,000 people plus in the stadium 7 times a year.
Thank you. Traffic. Okay, if there's traffic problems associated with the Garth Brooks concert, it's only because they're stupid. Because
it's not a concert problem. It's called infrastructure.
Yeah, and none of these people are more drunk than an LSU Saturday.
Yeah.
Now granted, LSU people get there early and stay.
Well, they'll be tailgating today, they're reporting.
Oh, you kidding me?
And it'll be in the 80s, and I guarantee you there'll be Walmart has to be sold out of Wrangler jeans. It's got to be.
You don't wear new Wrangler jeans. You don't wear new Wrangler
but
jeans.
If you don't have any Wrangler jeans,
this is true.
You're limited.
This is true. Does Garth endorse Wrangler? No.
I don't know, but everybody, it'll be more Cowboys in Baton Rouge today.
Oh, want to be Cowboys.
The Texas or the Houston Rodeo.
Man,
Garth did a live or a press conference yesterday that was carried live.
No.
Oh yeah.
Live.
Not sure
live.
why.
We got to break in for this. We got to. Hey, tell me something. So I'm hoping they may not have gotten to. I just love when Garth gives relationship advice. I really do. I love when he gets these interviews, and sometimes Trish is with him, right? And it's all about relationships. And I'm like, there's some songs that we used to like really sing because they were so heart touching that were sung for your first wife.
Your first wife, that's right.
Yeah, the one that had the kids. That one. Yeah, the one that was there before
you had money.
Before you were doing press conferences,
right? Before Baton Rouge was fawning over you.
Ooh, well, and so to Garth's defense, I guess it would be hard to have that kind of idiocy surrounding you always. That you're, but hey, look, man, we make fun of country music.
Oh, country music,
you got to give it up because once you make it in country. You ain't ever not like Aaron Tippin right now can show up somewhere and probably sell out at least a 500 seat club, right? You name somebody that had I'm just throwing out Lori Morgan. I think she's still alive. She had some hits. I'll bet you Lori Morgan could play some of these. Maybe the rockers die. Maybe rocker fans die off earlier because
maybe, and it's people who I guarantee you aren't necessarily. And look, no offense to Garth Brooks, but it's just they're caught up in the revelry of it. If Elvis Presley came back alive and was doing one show and one show only,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be as big as this is
Or
in
it
Baton
would.
Rouge.
Oh, no. Don't kid yourself. Dude, don't kid yourself.
So,
Look, you got to do a deep dive on Elvis. Dude,
Yeah.
there's no one out there who
No,
could be
well,
dead for as long as Elvis has been dead. And still moving
right.
merchandise.
If Elvis was there, I'd be there.
Yeah,
I'd be there now.
We'd be doing a live. Bruh.
But yesterday, LSU students got to attend the sound check.
Come on.
And it was, I have friends who have kids at LSU, and you would have sworn it, just.
Hey, now look.
And I saw a picture of that, and Garth ain't no slim guy anymore.
Garth was never really a slim guy, so hopefully along with the the relationship advice, he gives a little health and fitness advice as well, or
and then we also had more music news with your kind of lookalike.
I don't take that as an insult. I have no idea who that guy. Okay. No, I don't want to leave Garth just yet. We're gonna come back to Garth.
All right, we'll come back to
put a pin in that. We got to circle back to Garth Fest 2022. But yeah, you used to send me a text or email about
that. I watch American Idol, and when
I don't watch a minute of it. No idea who this guy is.
I've never really been a fan of Laine Hardy. I mean, he's a good kid, nice singer, but when he was 17 years old, he's doing covers of Johnny B. Good and Elvis stuff on American Idol.
No.
Oh yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's just wrong.
The glitz suits and everything. But
that's just wrong. That's and the sad part is there's probably like teenagers out there that think he wrote that.
Oh yeah.
Hey, this Laine guy's talented.
When he won.
Hang on, we got a wing of wall. Oh man.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, again. All right. Garth's in town. He's sucking up all the bandwidth.
Yeah. So when Laine Hardy won American Idol, he's from Livingston Parish, which is just neighboring parish to East Baton Rouge. Just a little less crime.
Side note for all you real estate agents out there.
They named it Garth Brooks, or the sheriff named it Garth Laine Hardy Day in Livingston Parish.
Laine Hardy Day.
Gave him a big old poster that said, "One day get out of jail free."
No. Yeah. Look, man, don't give it if you don't want me to use it.
Right. So that's making the meme rounds now.
Oh, get out of jail free. Oh, is Livingston where's is Baton Rouge in what parish?
Baton Rouge is East Baton Rouge. Livingston is just right up where Down Springs is.
Okay, where's LSU? LSU is in
LSU's in East Baton Rouge, yeah.
Oh, then they don't fly in East Baton Rouge, right?
No.
You can't
you
can't use a get out of free pass from Livingston and East Baton. Everybody knows that. Yeah. When you're paying off politicians, you got to pay them off in every. They don't reciprocate.
Right,
No.
And here's the deal. Look, I'm not defending what he allegedly did or not.
Dude, there goes his opportunity to be on stage with Garth, huh? You think?
Well, he was going to be on American Idol Monday.
No, he was really.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's not. But he put some audio recording device in his ex-girlfriend's room or whatever.
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
But this is the thing. So he's a kid. He's from French.
No, hang on a sec. Oh man, I don't want to have to reboot. I'm sorry. Let's try it again. He's a kid from where?
From French Settlement, which is a little bit down in Livingston Parish.
Okay, French Settlement.
If he were Laine Hardy, not American Idol winner, from French Settlement, that girl would have been SOL, man. Just destroy the recording device. Who cares?
Oh man. So is he? I guess he's still a bit. We're talking about him. I guess he's still a big deal. I mean,
I don't know that he's a big deal anywhere but here.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, he got in trouble here. Well, I guess maybe it's fortunate he got in trouble here because you probably get some. Put it. Oh man. So I guess he ain't that big. Man, listen.
He's a kid. He's a kid.
Dumb kid.
We can go back to Garth if you want.
No, I'm just I ain't we didn't have those kind of devices when we were younger. I mean, I guess we
because
did.
God knows. Yeah,
It'd have been hard to set up a reel-to-reel in your ex-girlfriend's house. You know what I mean? Okay, I got it booby trapped. And so when they trip on this wire coming in here, that's gonna cue the reel-to-reels, and I'm gonna get about 25 minutes of recording. And
right. It wouldn't have fit under the futon. Nor would it have been sound activated.
I hid it behind the aquarium. Nobody could see it, man. It was fantastic. Yeah. So hey, good luck with that, Laine, or not. If you're all guilty, I hope they, you don't look like you do well in prison.
No.
He's but I don't think you go to. Yeah, I don't think you go to. He should write a song about that.
That's right. Or he could take one from Elvis.
Oh man, from well, Elvis took him from Elvis took him from everybody else too. So let's not pretend.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, yeah.
So does Garth write his own?
No. No. And here's my deal with look. Okay, let me say maybe he had. I know early he didn't. Like a lot of the big hits back in the day, I was and to his credit, he's got a catalog, right?
Yeah.
That that was about a 3-year period of wow. Okay, that's pretty stout. But I remember thinking like, wow, this guy, and I start paying attention more like, well, he didn't write that. He didn't write that. He didn't. And that's what's happened. I knew about it more with country than other music.
Yeah. Country, a lot of,
well, that's right. It's the machine. You got Nashville and these songwriters, man, and they're just churning out stuff. And then the more
Tim
popular,
McGraw never wrote a song.
He barely sings a song. What you want? Just kidding. I'm a Tim McGraw fan. Not the biggest fan as some other people, but I'm a Tim. Yeah. He played it well. I'll give him that. Now we're all of a sudden we're doing a country music thing here. I will give McGraw credit because if you like betting way back when, and you just look at people that are just like, oh, that's the new hot thing. When he came up, I'm an Indian outlaw. Dan, we know with his tight jeans and hey, if you'd have bet who's going to stay longer, who's going to be bigger longer, Billy Ray Cyrus or Tim McGraw, you were probably going with Billy Ray.
Billy Ray.
Right. Billy Ray was probably going to be where you put your money and you would have lost. But because Tim, he's got a business mind too, and he does whatever. So good for him. I think he played the Houston rodeo this past go round. But so Baton Rouge,
every LSU game they play Colin Baton Rouge.
Yes. I'm sure it's going to be a seismic event.
Yeah. But so that's a song. It's gonna, now the parody site I pay attention to rewrote the song from Calling Baton Rouge to Killing Baton Rouge.
Killing Baton Rouge.
But so right before they play all the little boozy music in Tiger Stadium on Saturday nights. They play the Garth song.
I don't know where you were going with that. When you said a little boozy, I'm thinking, well, everything's a little boozy in Baton Rouge. Tiger. You're talking about the actual music. I'm not a
that and that style of music is what
I am not.
Here's what you get in Tiger Stadium music wise. You get Calling Baton Rouge, Sweet Caroline.
There you go.
And then Little Boozy and Friends.
And then back it up. There we go. Hey man, higher education at its best, bro.
It is. I always talk about tailgating at LSU. Look, I've tailgated I haven't in a while, but we used to tailgate all the time at LSU. Tailgating at LSU is a reason to give middle-aged white guys the opportunity to pretend they like rap.
Pretend. That drives me crazy, man.
Yeah.
I saw watching scanning, and ESPN was on, and there's the NFL draft going on. Okay, and they had this reporter. I'm guessing the dude's in his 30s. Look young, and it's all the Zoom stuff, so he's got his own backdrop, and he decided, I guess, he was going to be hip because look, when the guy looked like a nerd. Now granted, look, he's on ESPN talking football, so hey, congratulations, you've done something right. But let's be honest, and he had some albums like behind him, really, like old school albums, and one of them was, I think, is it Little Nas or Nas, N-A-S? No, I don't think it's Little Nas. You got me with it.
I think it's not. Yeah, I think he did a song with Tim McGraw.
I'm watching this going, dude, you didn't grow up listening to Nas. Come on, man. Or maybe he did, but even if he did, he just didn't match. Like, okay, I'm sorry. And that's when you want to like give somebody a hint, dude. You're taking away your credibility because half the people in the target market watching this are looking, What's that idiot doing with a Nas album?
Yeah, a good chunk of them don't know who it is.
True that. But so yeah, so this will be, the concert will have happened by the time this. So I'm sure, you know,
Baton Rouge will barely be recovered.
Come on, Baton Rouge, tighten up. Hey, I don't want to hurt Baton Rouge's feelings, but didn't Garth Brooks do like 7 shows in Lafayette a few years ago? Didn't he like take up residence at
who knows?
He did at the Cajun Dome. He played
a lot of good shows there.
He did a bunch of shows at the Cajun Dome because I can remember on Facebook, everybody was like, "Man, it was like like it wasn't. It's almost like a Vegas residency." like, he was probably, he was scarfing down Boudin in
That's right. In Scott, I bet he didn't get a live press conference though.
No, not like that. So congrats with that, Baton Rouge. Good for you. Enjoy it. Juan, I know you're going. I know you're just pretending you're not.
Yeah, I'll send you pictures of me wearing my new Wranglers and a cowboy hat.
Slap on some Wranglers, bro. That'd be good, man. But for a good deal. So let's see what else.
So you were on the road this week.
Oh man, was I? It was a good trip. It was one of those God bless America trips. It was good to be beautiful weather, which helped. Of course, you just start watching. Look, we're down here. I'm in Houston. You're in Baton Rouge. It ain't cold anymore, man. I mean, right? It's warming up. It's like it's that time of year where your closet, all the pullovers, all the what that starts getting shoved, and then you got to move to the dust collecting part of the closet.
Yeah, I keep one loose just in case to get those mornings in the 50s.
Yeah, well, thankfully I looked at the weather app for I was going to Richmond, flying into Richmond, but then going to like I said, Hot Springs, Virginia. Dude, it got into the 30s that night, man. It was like a freeze warning.
You getting a hot spring?
I did not. I actually found a spot though where there's, where you can kind of like feel it, like, oh, it's kind of cool. You can see how like back in the day that must have been like the most amazing thing in the world. Man, they got hot stuff coming out the ground. It's amazing. I'm talking like it's caveman. No, these people knew. The people that built this place and the surroundings, I have no doubt are smarter than we are today, because they had to use their brains to do things where we just push a button. We just, we walk on the, we get carried on the shoulders of other people who did thinking before.
Yeah.
Right.
These guys, we do studies and surveys for years and years and years.
Yeah. These guys design stuff. And of course it's good when you built stuff back in the day where a few people got killed. Hey, comes with the territory.
Pour concrete on top of it.
Well, don't you? Yeah, that just comes with the territory. Don't you know when we build anything big, some of y'all gonna die? I mean, it's just how it works. Ain't no minimum wage, and ain't no there's no Morris Barts back in the day, right? Were you injured building the corrals at the Hempstead?
Yeah, nope. Sorry, you're dead.
One call, that's all. But yeah. So flew to, and it was fun, but. There are parts of the country that just are not easy to get to, right? So I flew to, I connected in DC, which is a dump in every way you can imagine, right? The Dulles Airport, I guess I was in. Now, for those of you that are traveling,
Reagan, right?
Is it Reagan? I mean, it's IA.
I don't know. I think they've got 2. Don't you fly into Dulles or Reagan?
Yeah, I think Dulles is the one I'm with. Yeah, I think it's Reagan National. And then IA, okay. I know Houston is IAH and Dulles is IAD. So that's the one I was at. So just for the record, for those of you that travel, LaGuardia is hell on earth. So LaGuardia Airport is the worst pit ever. Of course, so basically New York City has become LaGuardia Airport. All right. That's how nasty it is. So besides that, this one's not, right. But so I had to connect and to get to Richmond. And then it was like a 3-hour plus drive from Richmond into the mountains. So you're heading to like East Virginia, and and I'm about to say you locked up. I'm like, you locked up at a good time, because I'm just talking till I see your face moving again. Like, okay. So you're heading East Virginia, button up on West Virginia, right? And I had a smile on my face. I'm doing this because people joke about Louisiana, and how backward. Yeah, I mean, and then you joke about Mississippi, and you joke. Let me tell you something, man. You get up in Virginia and East Virginia and West Virginia, bro. That's a bunch of coon asses in the mountains. That's what that is. All right. they might not get, have a big crawfish, and they don't do any trawling up there. But then besides that, that's a bunch of coon asses in the mountains. You driving and beautiful. I love it because older towns along the way, and just different architecture, and it's beautiful. It's mountains but I ain't gonna lie. I drove through a couple places where you'd swear they paid somebody to be a character actor standing in the front yard or hanging out on a porch. Or, dude, I ain't lying. There's one guy I wanted to stop and say, come on, you got to be filming a movie. You got to be filming a movie. We joked about my what did my cousin he said Mazoo pants that time. Let me tell you something. They got some Mazoo pants up there, man. They got this guy literally he had I guess his overalls. He had a shirt on with a tear in it I could see from the road. Like, I'm probably,
he may have torn it that day, man.
I'm 50 yards
Probably
from this
not.
guy, and I can see the rip in the shirt, and big old hair. And the guy looked like he went about 2.5 bills, man. He might have been knocking. And I just thought, man, the local chamber ought to just pay you to hang out here. You are approaching.
He is the tourist attraction.
You are approaching West Virginia right now. But yeah, it was good. I just driving in the mountains ain't my favorite thing to do. Right? You kind of.
Well, it's odd because you're not used to it, and God knows I don't drive in the mountains very often. But when you hit that curve, you can't see on the other side of it. Then you realize, oh gosh, I'm 6 inches from going off a cliff.
Yeah, you kind of and I did this for a while. We lived in North Georgia, and there were places that we drove that had that. It's sort of like these what do they call them, switchbacks or whatever. I mean, you're on roads that were apparently originally, they were mules. You're driving on something that was probably some horses.
And a mule can make a tighter left turn than you.
They can. And you're going along, and it's and that's the whole thing, just trying to keep your speed, right? Because you're going up, and it's like, come on, car, you got this. And then you just sort of daydream when you get on the downslope, and next thing you know, damn, I'm doing 70. Hang on. And then you come up to turns like 20. And it's always funny when you're coming up to the signs, it basically just looks like you're going under, you go in an underpass, overpass. You come around, okay, let's do this. And don't look off to the right. You're correct. There's so many ways along the way. Like, man, if I go off the road right here, they won't even know to look for me for a while.
Yeah, we were driving one time in, I don't even know what part of North Carolina, but through some mountains, and going on the downhill slopes, they had would basically amounted to like runoffs for 18-wheelers if they lost brakes.
100%. Yeah. We had that in Georgia, all over the place. Oh yeah. I can remember the first time I was like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
And then I started getting to the point I would drive by and I would look to see, has anybody used it recently? Right. And some have, man. Like, yeah,
because what is it? Just like a bunch of sand or something to catch.
It goes up. It's so basically yes, it's sand and stuff, but it becomes an incline. That's the only way you stop in those. When you lose brakes or just you're not braking, you got to try to just stop that bad boy. But yeah, it was great. It was cool, man. Got there. Stayed at a place called the Hempstead, which I should probably do a little more research to some of the places I go just to know. And I was thinking, and I got the I'm using my Google Maps, and I'm like, all right, I'll probably be getting there. I'm gonna try not to miss it. Well, you can't miss it. You're just coming through things, and this is like Virginia, East Virginia, West Virginia. It is a combination of a bunch of coon asses living in the mountains, and then just incredible wealth. Right? You just all of a sudden you're looking at, dang, look at that estate, and then you get to this place, and it was built 200 something years ago.
Wow.
And obviously kept up, and there are like 20 something presidents that have stayed, including Washington. I mean, George Washington. Now, I don't know if how much of the original is, because it's a really big place, but they said Jefferson used to be there. Hot Springs, Virginia used to be a place. And Sam Snead, Sam Snead is the golfer. He's from there. So they got it's kind of, but yeah, nice. And it's one of those things I'm hanging
George
out.
Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Dave Martin.
I hope they don't mind. I carved my initials right on there.
Right there on the bed.
Dave was here, bruh. Yeah. So it's great. But I walk around these places and I think, man, if you had the money to do this, how do people with money stay miserable all the time? because I know some people that got pretty good money, pretty good, don't got to do anything money, and most of them ain't happy. They're always. I would just say because I'm looking at this place, and that's they got a lot of people there. Like, now we were there for business, so I wasn't paying them. I wasn't paying. I was being paid to be there. That was nice. That's a nice gig. But I look at other people that are just there, and thinking, you got the money to do this. I better not, man. You better have a smile on your face the whole time. You walking around.
Yeah, could be because they live in Virginia.
Well, no, I don't think anybody there was from Virginia.
Yeah.
They find, but this place had a croquet field, a croquet, manicured croquet. I know. And here's the side part. That's like
were people out there playing?
No.
What the hell? I mean, I know what croquet is, but what's a croquet field?
Oh, dude. I never actually played an official match. I mean, my croquet.
Now, croquet, we're basically talking about where you got the wooden mallet.
The mallet, yeah. Now,
balls,
look, man, my croquet prowess is well known in South Lafourche. I mean, my dad was it's funny. My dad loved croquet. He didn't play it, but we grew up, we had a croquet set. All my life, I remember we had a croquet set. Every now and then.
I think I have one in my garage, to be honest with you. It's probably never been opened.
Man, they got stories. I still remember the croquet incident of. No, I'm just kidding. But
it was bad.
We took a Gatorade. We had a party one time. And we were older now. This wasn't even high school. This was we did a big Gatorade cooler filled with screwdrivers, right? And not the hardware screwdrivers. Wasn't Phillips, but and played a bunch of croquet, and there may have been mallets launched, but no, when I was young, in fact, I put a picture on Facebook. I think you commented on it, or somebody did. I need to stay at more places that have manicured croquet, or whatever. And one of my cousins reached out and said, I must have made a joke about being croquet. And I remember you were pretty good. Like, you were mean or something. I don't know. I was competitive, bro.
Do the thing where you'd get your ball to tap up on somebody.
Man, that was
you stick your foot on it and knock the hell out of their ball.
That was me, dude. That was me. Hey, man, you don't step on my croquet field and not expect to get launched, dude. No mercy. No mercy on the croquet field. But anyway.
Did you have a lucky color croquet ball?
It was always black. It was always black. I always used black. Because that was even before Darth Vader, man. I was just.
I know how you are with your lucky colors and lucky.
That's right, bro. Man, fear when you saw, oh man, Dave's playing. He's got the black ball out there.
Shut it down now.
Whoo, man, I'll be gonna find my ball in the woods somewhere when he did it. But anyway, yeah, that was, and this place was funny, and I guess it's stuff that I guess rich people do to amuse themselves, because they had these options for, you can kill a few hours. Of course, golf. They got a beautiful golf course. Right? They got a spa, which I think is really cool. That's the hot spring spa. They got like a swimming pool that's heated from, underground stuff. Yeah. But then they had horseback riding, which is interesting. That's kind of cool. At horseback riding, because there's a little sign as you're walking out. That's funny. It said no cell phones allowed on the horses. I guess idiots keep falling off. Right. Think about it. Taking selfies, or I might spook the horses. I didn't find anybody to question why exactly can't you bring your cell phone on a horse, but let's just say don't. The one that cracked me up, falconry. What?
And do they train you, or are they just a bunch of falcons flying around and you go?
I got no idea. I did not see it. I know some of the people that were in, like I had a morning speech, and I know like as soon as I was done, they were going, there was a group of like 20 people going to falconry. So I found that out the night before. Somebody said the night before. So I slipped a slide into my presentation just to mess with them. And I had a picture of a big falconry thing. And I said, I had a thing that said, fact, every year, 17 people lose an eye or get stitches from the practice of falconry. And I let it for a little while. I just want you guys to know that it doesn't, it's not as, it's, you think you're just out there playing with a bird. That bird wants to kill you. All right. Now I let it go.
You and eat you.
Yeah. I let it go for a little while. And just like, and I'm just messing with y'all. I just want y'all to maybe.
But you would think that's kind of,
I don't know.
I don't know. It's like I get, and it may not be a new thing. It's a new thing to my awareness, but the bars that have axe throwing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, so
doesn't seem like a good idea.
Right. They're serving liquor. and you can go right there and throw an axe.
About a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was giving a speech in Minnesota. We talked about it, and yeah, I was up in Brainerd, beautiful place up there. The North is beautiful in the summer. You want to get the heck out of there, right? But and yeah, and I saw that on the program. Again, I guess I'm in that slot. I'm in that, like, I'm gonna put this guy in here right before we go do some stuff. And one of the things they could sign up for was axe throwing, and what was the other one? Oh, I think they might add canoeing. Something like that. And I remember making the comment about Minnesota. You are a bunch of Vikings, right? You guys are going. I mean, where's the rape and pillage?
Right. Yeah. Is there a combo course where you could throw the axe from the canoe?
I said that seemed to me it'd be like canoe, beer tasting, axe throwing. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Yeah. I was kind of shy about throwing an axe before, man. You knock a couple back. Watch this. Put that apple on your head, Fred. Check this out. I won't.
Yeah. Talking about your travels again, I met a guy last night who, he's a salesman, and he lives in Nashville. And I asked him how big his territory was, and he said that it went all the way up north, as far as Paducah, Kentucky.
Okay, couple things there. That ain't north. Okay, that's like saying,
man,
I got the territory all the way north to Raceland.
It's north of Nashville, isn't it?
Okay, to Paducah. All right, you tell him, hey, I got a friend that
I said, man,
spent some time in Paducah. Oh man, yeah, that was. I thought about that too. So the last two trips I take, one of them has me driving between Nashville and Paducah through that country, listening to country. Right, same thing here. Oh man, same thing here. Now, granted, the thing about a drive from Richmond, Virginia to where I was going, you go through the mountain. You got to change the radio station every 10 minutes, man, because the mountains block out everything. But it's
they probably can't catch satellite either.
Well, maybe you could. I was too cheap to tell when I picked up my Hertz rental card. Said, would you like satellite radio today? Not if you're charging extra for it, dude. I don't want it that bad. And I actually don't. I like listening to radio when I never do, right? But I like listening to local radio when I can, when I'm parts of the country. And it reminded me that you get out into these areas, right? These more rural areas, and it's going to be one of three things. There's three types of music you're going to hear. Check out talk radio, because a lot of talk, a lot of AM talk, right? But it's either going to be classic country, it's going to be new country, or it's going to be classic rock. That's it. That's what you are going to hear. Those are the last radio listeners out there, man. I mean, it's either going to be songs. And I'm just scanning around. I almost, what song? I can't remember, because I knew I'd forget. Golly. That I went from, I'm listening to, some old country song. And then, of course, the radio goes out and I hit the next one and it's a classic rock. And man, what was it? But I thought, wow, that was just so funny. Like I went from George Jones to, oh, man. Paranoid, Black Sabbath.
Lord.
Da-da-da-da-da. Finished with my woman. And I'm in the mountains of East Virginia thinking, oh, that's me, buddy. I'm George Jones and to this day, shout out, one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. And we talk about this with friends and I, it literally party somewhere years ago. I don't think my wife and I were married yet. Might've been dating. And we were at a friend's place and about hanging out, drinking beer, doing whatever, and they put on somebody cranked back Paranoid, right? Black Sabbath, Paranoid. And I'll give him a shout out. Ray Pierce did a line dance. He did a line dance. Dude, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life, and he nailed it. He freaking nailed it. I mean, it was like you'd have thought he might have practiced. He might have been waiting. He might have been waiting for a week to like, oh yeah, wait. I think it was a New Year's Eve party. We used to have big.
I know they're gonna spin this tune.
Man, on New Year's Eve, bro. Clear out. I'm busting this thing out. Yeah. That was that might have been. I think we got the cops called on us that night. I mean, not on me, on them. Yeah, I know. You look back some of those like, wow, that was. I don't know when the cops weren't called because of Paranoid. It was called for They may have been running low on fireworks and used something else to.
Yeah.
They may have used another noise making device to celebrate, and apparently apparently some locals took offense to it.
Well, what goes up must come down when it doesn't burn up,
as they are wont to do. And that's what happened. But yeah, Ray Pierce doing a line dance to Paranoid.
Nice. I like that.
I'm 56 years old, and that ranks up as maybe one of the three funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
I'd love to see that. So,
but back home now, man. That was fun, dude. Okay, first of all, these are all first world problems, right? I realize that. Welcome to the first world complaining problem, right? So I get on, had to connect Richmond, fly a little plane to back to Dulles to come back here. And I'm sitting there thinking, and I was fortunate, I was in front of the plane. So I was sitting in first class, and big plane, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm flying out of DC on a Thursday night. I'll bet you I'm gonna see somebody I know on this dang plane. I'll bet you, especially since I'm sitting toward the front of the plane. And the layout of this plane it wasn't normal seating. It was sort of like almost like cubicles, right? It was, you know what I'm saying? It was, they probably use these planes to go really far flights, which is kind of cool. But yeah. Who gets on the plane like a seat and a half, like in the way it's laid out, she's like right behind me. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Okay.
The boys of summer.
Oh man, listen. So she gets on, and I think it's a joke, right? Because I'm sitting there thinking, I know I'm going to see somebody that I know, and she gets on, and it's funny I see people like, I don't think I ever met her in person. She's not a very big person. She's small. I thought, she looked big on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like I expected her to be about a 5'9", 5'10".
5'10" on a couple crates,
whatever. But so she gets on, right? And now she is infamous for something. And around Houston, you hear this because there's some radio folks that talk about this, and they talk to pilots and stuff. She is infamous for being a pain in the behind on a plane. Okay. Like they've had flights delayed because she's on her phone back when they wouldn't let you have talk on the phone.
Yeah.
Because she's standing in the jetway on her phone. Or they tell like literal stories where one time one pilot had enough and shut the door and they left her butt there.
Good on him.
Well, and then probably caught all kinds of grief for that because the game they play, right? It's like, oh, okay. It might have been Continental Airlines back in the day, but then it's United. And the game that these politicians play, like, oh, well, let's see next time this committee comes up, that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I knew this history of her, and I'm thinking, maybe it's just,
maybe it's overblown.
Yeah, maybe it's just
enemies.
No, bro, it's true. It's true. So, and I'm texting friends saying, you will not believe who's on the plane behind me. And then she walks by me, and like twice, 2 or 3 times, doing whatever she's doing. She walks up there, comes back, and comes back. Every time she walks by, she kind of looks at me. Cause I'm sitting there, I got like a blue sports coat on and, dress shirt. I must have looked Republican. I don't know. So
red tie.
I didn't have a tie on. I'm just sitting there watching it. And she looks, she gets, like I said, and it was too obvious. So she's walking, and then she's passed by me and kind of go, look at me. I'm like, yeah, don't start none, won't be none, Sheila. I'm telling you.
Maybe she's a fan of the podcast.
I've been having a long day. Hey, Juan says hi. So when I say, once she sat down and we had some problems with the plane, we pulled away and there's some hydraulic issues. We had to come back. So we were on this plane today, and we were probably sitting on that plane, left, came back to the gate 2 hours before we even took off. Okay. When I say she hit that flight attendant button 6 or 7 times before we got in the air, I ain't exaggerating. You just wanted it to have been a morphine drip. It'd have been like a hospital patient with, I thought it was a joke because you'd hear ding. I look around. What's that? Oh, Sheila. They come back. And that doesn't count the time that the flight attendants would check on her.
Right. Yeah.
That she didn't.
You figure after a while, it's like, all right, maybe I'll just sit beside you.
So it became a joke to me. I'm just like, no. And I'm looking at the flight attendants, and you can tell some of them are like, yeah, we got her. And I don't know. And no, I didn't hear, granted it was, plane noise. I best I can tell, she didn't scream at anybody. She didn't whatever. But man, let me tell you, She required a lot of assistance,
High maintenance.
and a couple beverages along the way. And again, the rest of us are sitting there going, I mean, I got the common decency not to treat these people like you're a waiter in a, you know what I'm saying? Chill out. Yeah. What else you need? What are they doing for you? They fluffing your pillow?
Shoe shine.
Oh, one time they did. One time they got her a blanket.
Couldn't stand up and get her on.
Guess not. Well, listen. So we get she went to the bathroom one time, and I just I just felt so much like going bang on the door. I gotta go. I gotta go. Congresswoman, I gotta go. Let me in.
What did you?
I'm sorry. You cut out on that one. It was, and here's the other thing. So our flight didn't land in Houston till like 2:15 in the morning.
Wow. What time did you leave?
We were supposed to leave at 10 p.m. We're supposed to land in Houston at 12, just after midnight. And again, you gain an hour. So it's almost a 3-hour flight.
Mm-hmm.
But we came back. Oh, that's the worst. You pull up and you're sitting there at, now it's 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and the maintenance has to get on the plane and there's the pilot saying, well, the hydraulic lights are on, but we think it's okay. We think it's just a sensor, but we got it. And then he's talking about what they did. And he said, I checked it out, but we're going to get what do they call it? A deferral. All right. The guy has to sign the paper on a deferral. You know what that means? That means we really should fix this crap.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and let it go.
But we got a completely packed flight, and we need this plane back there in Houston in the morning. So, and we don't want to buy you guys any hotel rooms tonight.
So here's what
we're gonna do. We're gonna stick a little chewing gum on this thing and say we're gonna defer maintenance. Good luck.
Yeah, we just topped off the hydraulic fluid.
Oh, and they fueled it up again too while we were there, which immediately made me annoyed. Like, hang on a sec. How low are you on? Because we pulled away, we sat there 20, 30 minutes, came back to the gate because of something, whatever. It's like, man, really? You burned up that much fuel? Like, you burned up that much fuel doing this? Did you have to put more fuel on here? You bunch of liar. And that's United. United's awful. But we land at 2-something in the morning. Now, I had seen Congresswoman Lee up and down walking. Dude, she's got less of a limp than me. Okay? She does. And the woman is extremely ambulatory. Okay. We get off this plane. They're on the runway, on the jetway. They got one wheelchair waiting with the sign. What's it say? Sheila Jackson Lee. 2-something in the morning. They got a chair waiting for her. Right. Walk outside. There's a cart. There's an airport. Now, where that's annoying. They drop us off on, if you know Houston, you don't know Houston. It's Concourse E. I'm parked on B because Concourse E has some issues, and they say they advise you to use Concourse B when you come to the airport. It's almost in another county. It is. So at 2:30 in the morning,
like you're walking back to DC.
Okay, let me tell you. And then all the jetways shut down at night in Houston. By the way, Houston Airport, George Bush Intercontinental, that sucks too. So they shut everything down at night. So there's no, it used to be there's a jetway on top, there's a subway thing, closed. You got to walk it underground. Okay. So it was probably, and when I say this, man, it was probably a strong 15-minute walk, and I'm a fast walker, to get from the plane to
that's a mile.
Listen, to the underground part where I had to get. Then as you're walking, and there's another guy there saying, I can't believe we're doing this at 2-something in the morning. There's a sign that says, distance into Concourse B, 2,200 feet. Do the math. 2,200 feet here. And you have already walked a ton. For perspective, guys, a football field is 300.
Yeah.
All right. So we're talking little over 7 football fields with your luggage over there. Man, God. But not Sheila Jackson Lee. They had her in a cart, brother.
You should ask if you could hop on it.
Man, I should have. She had the big Ukraine button on. I should have.
Oh, yeah.
I should have offered a donation right there. I want to support the I want to help Raytheon stock a little more. There you go. Try to
there you go. So
there you go. Sorry for the rant.
You're talking about country stuff. I know you were talking about country stuff earlier. So I went to a wedding last night.
All right.
A country wedding.
Country wedding.
The out in it was my cousin's son, and it was I was worried about being underdressed because I didn't want to put on a suit or a tie or anything. But right as I drove up, I knew I wasn't when I saw the what the people who were pre-partying in the parking lot were wearing.
I'm not judging. I would do it.
Man, the
pre-party.
and then it was nice. It was out in the country, nice venue, really nice wedding, just right past the prison. For true.
For true.
Yeah, for true.
Prison, it's in pretty areas around prison sometimes.
They do. They had a few guys there with mullets, but not the new mullets. They were the original mullets where they've had them since the original time.
They weren't jumping on a new trend. It was
right. It was they were just still rocking it, man. So
they say you stay with a haircut that the happiest part of your life. Like they say when
I might have a mullet.
So you'd say like with the happiest part of your life was birth. It's about
that's what it looks.
That's a hair joke. I'm sorry.
No, I got it.
For those of you at home, just
not watching, not bald.
That's right.
So no, but I mean,
hang on. I hate to stop you. You broke there. So okay. So
all right. I said it was fun. A lot of nice people. I think I've said to you, maybe this is off air, where I've never been in a place where people begin to address me as David one more time. So
what city was this in?
This is in Geismar, just south.
We're huge in Geismar.
LSU. Well, I know
we're huge.
But these people were from Assumption Parish, so they were my peeps.
We run Geismar.
That's right. So
and Japan and New Zealand.
Big fan of the show. And,
that's funny. That's
funny. Gene and his wife Julie were there, so I had a nice visit with them. Then Gene informed me that my brother, who was also there, didn't know we had a podcast. I said, "Tell him unblock me on Facebook." He went to. So
tell him to unblock me on Facebook. all the Seminole family things are coming to the top, bruh.
So,
I didn't know.
But then I had another friend who was actually the justice of the peace, and she officiated the wedding. So,
nice. Did you talk about anybody who was dead?
No, that was nothing. But there was talk about the people who talk about people dead.
Okay.
Her last name is Booty, so I like to call her Booty.
I'm sorry. Again, it was a cutout. Her last name is Booty.
Her last name is Booty, so I like to refer to her as Justice of the Peace of Booty.
Justice of the Peace of Booty.
But she asked again. She said, "So y'all worked together before there were things like podcasts. So what was it?" I said, like a radio. And so y'all would just do like stuff or like commercials or stuff on the radio. I said, no, we like on the radio, like music, and, like the radio. So
it ain't magic, y'all. So, they don't make you pass a test.
Trust me, there was no test involved,
dude. Most people that end up in radio, you just kind of work your way in the side door, like clean. There's probably a bunch of janitors out there that are in radio now. You just hang around long enough until like,
somebody got to pull a shift.
Somebody didn't show up. All right, I'll take that shift. What's up, everybody? I got a bunch of Slim Whitman and ABBA. I've been dying to play.
My favorite part of the wedding, though, was when I was leaving. I was talking to my uncle real quick and telling him congratulations. And so I said, "Why aren't you out there dancing?" And they were playing, Lil Boozy type music and stuff.
I gotta go play some Lil Boozy. I have no idea.
And he said, "Let me tell you something, Juan." He said, "You see this?" And he pulls up his pants. He said, "See this belt buckle? When I dance, I expect the woman I'm dancing with to be so close she's shining that buckle. I'm not dancing to this. If they play some music, I'll get out there and dance."
If they play some music, I'll get out there. You know what? You got to get to a certain stage of life where you can pull those lines off. Man. That's good.
Expect her to be shining the buckle with her body.
Nice. Well, it's good. Did a good time.
That was fun.
Awesome. You know, I'm
One of
going
those
to.
things where you see a lot of people you haven't seen in forever. And so during the ceremony, I'm standing by my sister saying, "Who's that over there? Who's that?"
Oh,
I
yeah,
recognize them. I don't
yeah.
want to be screwed and not know who they are.
I had, yeah, I'm going to a gala tonight.
Nice.
I don't know if it's night. I think it's called a gala. I gotta wear a suit. I know
A
that.
gala, gala.
Gala, galoo. I don't know. It's one of those things, but I've already been told behave. Apparently, it's a fundraising thing for church, school, or something. I don't know. But you know, my wife. Apparently, some of my wife's co-workers are going to be there, whether or not her boss is. I don't know, but I've been told.
Nice. Are you gonna be it?
Probably not the thing to do with me though. Don't tell me to behave, because then it makes
That's right.
Then I want to prove that
you give her a reason to have told you to behave.
I run this room. Watch this. Watch this. But
is it a live auction?
I don't know. I hope it's silent, because silent, you know, yeah, live you get competitive and.
All right. Well, then this is what you could do. It's like, oh, bro, that's too much for that.
What? Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. You think you're paying? What, you fool?
Yeah.
Stop being phone chalk.
Yeah, just give them the money.
Yeah. What you talking about? Stop being phone chalk. That's too much. That's what they're asking too much. And don't call me by name. I don't care. I don't care. Oh, by the way, my cousin, one of my other, it's kind of funny, all the stuff that comes out. One of my other cousins texted me saying, "Hey, tell Juan that's, I guess, going back. If you haven't heard the last podcast, okay, stop it now. Go back and catch up, and you know what I'm referencing." But say that's the difference between down the bayou and up the bayou where Juan's from. He said, down the bayou we wrestle bears. Up the bayou they chase grease pigs. That's.
Hey, you know.
I think he was taking a shot at you, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. I wouldn't wrestle a bear.
He's never seen you in the pink chucks, man. You know, and why? That's what you should have worn to the wedding. You should have worn some pink Converse, dude.
There was this girl who I used to teach karate to back in the day. And so I went grab Joey and I introduced her to the girl and I said, "Tell her how bad I used to be."
Tell her how bad I used to be.
You go ahead and clear this up right now.
You apparently been thinking that I've been, exaggerating.
All right.
My butt kicking prowess.
I've been lazy and fat my whole life. Come talk to this girl.
Come talk to right there. Go to where the Iron Horse used to be. There's not even any walls there anymore. You're going to find a piece of pavement that still got somebody, his imprint is on that thing. And I didn't even want to fight right now. I just had to.
I needed a clear spot at the bar. I wasn't waiting for my drink.
Man, come on. Do what you got to do.
I'm going to Tuscaloosa.
Look at you. On purpose?
Son's graduating.
Oh, good for you, man. Yeah. Good for him. Nice. Yeah. Hopefully I got one of those coming up this summer, man. I know. Welcome to the world, man. There you go.
Yeah, he keeps telling me, well, I'm not gonna until it happens, I'm not gonna get overconfident. Yeah, I think he's taking everything except he's got like some religion in media class.
There you go. Hook him up with Rick. I'm sure our buddy Rick Portier.
Sydney and Rick Portier.
Who's he with? He's with WFB. Is that
WFB, the CBS affiliate?
There you go. He was on the Laine Hardy.
Rick was camped outside the jail all day yesterday.
You gotta feel great about career decisions when you camped out waiting on a 21-year-old who planted a recording device. We kind of come full circle on that, but
I would have liked for Rick to have yelled out, "Bruh, you look like you could be Dave Martin's son."
I know I was out of the game by then. That didn't happen. Sorry. I remember you said that one time. You kind of like were joking, but you're like, dude, you ever
no,
I was out
again. He was in he was on the show in 2017, and I texted you. I said, "Man, I know
he's the age of my son. He's the age of my son.
21, 22.
Yeah, I can assure you.
So no bank conferences in
can assure you. No, man. I've been, gee whiz. I've
been one crazy night at Fred's on the river.
No, not here, bro. We got to talk about that. Facebook's a wonderful thing for it's a dumpster fire, but it's also a wonderful thing about. We were talking about Johnny Depp before, and some of the biggest mistakes you can make in life is just marrying a crazy person. And you go back and I was in my head thinking, okay, people way back a long time ago that you may have dated or whatever. Just in your mind, as you go through time of, oh, she was nice, very sweet, whatever. And she was kind of crazy. She was like, and you just go through that, and then you just play it forward 20 something years later.
Still crazy.
And yeah, it's like, you kind of think, that was a landmine. That was a landmine. That was like all the ones that were like, they're all married for 30 years now. Oh, like we're going to be 30 years next year. And it's like, you go, oh,
say you look back and say my judgment wasn't as bad as I thought. That's
the advice you got to give to people. It's like, look, man, I don't want to be mean, but crazy don't get better.
No, and sometimes it gets worse.
It's like, and don't get me wrong, the world needs crazy people. Crazy people are fun.
Yeah.
You want to go hang out? Hey, man, you show up at a barbecue and they got a bunch of crazy people there? Bruh, hey, nothing better than being at a barbecue.
About to get real.
Or a crawfish boil or a country wedding with a bunch of crazy people. When you start trying to plan who you're going to hang with for the next 50 years, you probably don't. No, babe. We're going to hang out at barbecues. That's right. I'm not taking you back to the trailer park. Sorry.
We're just going to sit back and watch.
That's right. So that's, life advice. We're like, circle it back. We're like Garth
Brooks, man.
Giving
at a press
advice.
This is like a Garth Brooks press conference is what this podcast has been.
Garth Brooks relationship advice is basically what you need to do is get out there and make a few $100 million. So when you got to give your first wife half, you still got a lot of money. You still got a lot of money. That would be Garth. I would appreciate that advice from him. All right. Cover your bet, y'all.
Drop tonight.
Go make about $400 million. So when you got to pay up, there you go. And then just talk about how unbelievably in love you are with the person that you cheated on your wife with. That's how
I've known from the moment I met her, just what a special and godly woman she
was. Oh, that's right. That's my favorite when they start. Really? All right. I got you. I feel you. All right. I think it's time to push the button and get on out of here, man.
I got to go to the Garth Brooks show.
I got a gala to prepare for. Hey, everybody, if you want to reach out to us, not on the social media stuff where everybody can get in your business, it's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. And there's a plethora of other ways.
A plethora everywhere you can possibly stream a podcast. We are there.
Find it.
Subscribe to it. Love it. Live it. Share it.
There you go. Yell at Juan when you see him in public. David Juan. You got to come up with a signature. And when they do that, say, number two. Yeah. Stick to the trademark, bro. All right. Hey, listen, as always, now we don't have to tell this to anybody that's actually going to the Garth Brooks show. Because, man, listen, your year is made.
Your life.
I envy all of you that will have a life-changing, man, when he sings Calling Baton Rouge.
It's going to bring the house down.
There's the legend that when Tommy Hodson threw a touchdown in LSU Stadium back in what year?
I don't know, some in the 80s.
The geology department picked up
the earthquake game, man.
Earthquake game. That was Tommy Hodson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Central Lafourche's own Tommy Hodson, that game, all right? So that's the legend. Bro, that's going to get passed tonight. Garth Brooks
Tommy might be there just so he could pass.
They should bring Tommy Hodson on stage.
Let him
and Ray Pierce to do a line dance. Man, I got to get off this podcast and get on the phone quick.
Bro, you need to be an events planner.
But so when he's going to come out and do whenever he does, Calling Baton Rouge, that's got to be the encore, right?
I would think.
How would you possibly? Unless he always closes with like the dance or low places. There's low places got to be.
Yeah. Unless could bring out Lil Boozy to do like some duet or something.
Okay. We've done too much Garth this now. But anyway, so hey, listen, it's not a suggestion. It's not a recommendation. Oh my goodness.
Not even a requirement.
It's not a hint. It's a freaking mandate that you guys have a fantastic week. Shoot for the best. Shoot for the stars. If you don't get them, you may get the moon. What was that stupid? There's some stupid thing out there. Always shoot,
I don't know. Keep looking at Casey Kasem used to do some deal.
Keep your
Feet on
feet on the ground and keep reaching for the
For the
stars.
stars.
It's Casey Kasem. Also Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. It's true. True story.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We got to get out of here. Love you, bro.
Back at you.
Go with Garth. What would Garth say about
Yeah. I got friends in low places.
where the whiskey? What is it? When the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my
blues away.
Blues away. Whatever.
I think. Yeah, I don't know.
He didn't write it anyway. Yeah, that used to be the go-to. That one and Alan Jackson. Chasing that neon rainbow.
Not
Bex.
that country.
Bex on the Bayou, man. I knew where that thing was. That and George Michael Freedom. It's funny. It's one of the songs that those are the go-to. Why those two? Always playing that. You could tell. You didn't even have to know I was in the bar. You wouldn't even have to know I was around if you heard Neon Rainbow followed by George Michael Freedom. Oh, bro, Dave's here.